put them together. What a fine-looking Jew.
Hi, this is Alex Millerin.
And I'm Brooke Wilson from CSTV Movie Reviews.
Tonight we're going to be talking to you about one of America's funniest men, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler has got to be one of my favorite actors of all time.
I agree, he is very cool.
He's just so good. He's got film after film. He's great in almost all of them. And it's just, like one of the best actors of all time.
Yeah, but he wasn't always this famous. It took him a while to get to where he is now.
Yes, definitely. Like from his smaller roles in his little movies that he started out with, and then making a production company eventually, Happy Madison, and all the films that he's produced through that, and it's just incredible to see his journey.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the one that really got him going was Big Daddy.
Yes. Big Daddy actually, I think, was the first Adam Sandler movie that I've ever seen. And after watching it, I really, really liked him. And I watched it when I was little, too. And I think it's pretty much what got me hooked on him.
Admittedly, I didn't even see Big Daddy until quite recently when I started talking to people about him, and they're like, "Oh, you haven't seen Big Daddy? Oh my God, you got to go see it." So I'm like, "Okay,
So
fine."
good.
So I went on the internet, I watched it, and I'm like, "Wow, what have I been missing out on?"
Mm-hmm. It was, like, so many scenes in it are just hilarious. Like when he's at the McDonald's, too. He's like, "Get this kid a Happy Meal."
Yeah.
And the kid actually is played by Dylan and Cole Sprouse.
Yeah.
He's played by twins, and they're later in the Zack and Cody from Disney Channel.
Yeah, they became pretty famous.
Yeah, they came up into their own fame. So I guess if you work with Adam Sandler, you're pretty much going to be famous.
Yeah.
But
I personally love the part where he teaches his son how to pee on a wall.
yes, teaching him how to pee in the mall. Can you imagine having a dad like that, though? Like, he let him dress however he wanted. He named himself Frankenstein.
He eats whatever he wants.
He eats whatever he wants. It would be a good time as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind it, having Adam Sandler as a dad. So,
I mean, I found part of the end to be a little bit sad, though.
oh,
know, when he-
yeah,
when he almost loses
when he had
him.
to give him up, but
Yeah.
gets you right when you're laughing.
Yeah,
It was like the perfect mix.
but he becomes like kind of like the loving uncle.
Yes, it has a happy ending, so that's good too.
Yeah.
No spoiler alerts or anything.
I always love a happy ending.
Yes, definitely. And then one of my other favorites of his early movies is Billy Madison.
Oh, Billy Madison.
Billy Madison's got to be one of the most quotable movies of all time.
Yeah, I think that's what started him on his comedic phase, because that one, I don't want to say he was over the top, but he played an incredibly not really sociable guy.
Kind of like just the things that he would do in his role. They're so ridiculous you have to laugh at them. But that's what makes it so lovable. And the plot of it, too, hasn't really been come up with before. So it's completely original and a great story, too.
Yeah,
And
it's like a 10-year-old kid in a 36-year-old body.
yes. And that would be really fun, too, to go through that, to live that movie through, going back into kindergarten all the way up through high school.
Yeah, just so he can take control of his father's business. But I think it was a pretty noble thing for the character to do.
Yeah. Like Big Daddy, he has the funny mixed with a good message kind of in the end. And
Yeah, he's got his
found-
morals.
Yeah, he's got like the perfect little mix for a movie.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
same is true with Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Happy Gilmore. Now, he was just a guy with anger issues.
But he had good stuff. He loved his grandma, and everything he did was for her.
Yeah, I mean, he had love, but he beat up the guy from Price is Right.
He did beat up the guy from Price is Right. That was a good scene. But I would love to have his golf putter too, as a little hockey stick. Going out into the golfing range and seeing somebody play around with that.
I personally would like to see other hockey players try out golf because they might actually be able to make it.
Yeah, he might have been onto something. Maybe hockey players with their slap shots, they got a nice driving swing. So
Yeah.
never
I mean,
know.
I think some of them should just go out and try it.
Yeah, got good stuff. But I feel like those were really the trifecta of his like older movies and his really funny comedies.
Yeah, I mean, he had some more serious ones.
As he grew older, he got into his more dramatic roles, kind of.
Yeah, like 50 First Dates
Yeah.
with Drew Barrymore.
His love story with it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
I liked it too. I actually didn't really want to see it at first because, I mean, I like Drew Barrymore, but I wasn't really sure how great it was going to be.
Yep.
But I'm glad I did.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing about a guy who has to make a girl fall in love with him again and again every single day, it's just very emotional.
It was sad. Like, after she kind of discovered after a while, like, how it was really affecting them, I was getting upset with it. I just wanted them to be together.
Yeah.
But-
And then near the end where she just gets up and leaves the family so that she wouldn't put them in any more harm.
Yeah, the sad stuff. But I love the end when they're married and the like little tape that he makes for her to watch every morning,
Yeah, but he still has to make her fall in love with him again
Yeah.
every day.
so she knows. But that's a great movie too, and another good storyline that he's coming up with.
One thing that I keep thinking about though about that movie is that at the end of the movie she has like a kid who looked like she was maybe like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine the 9 months that she was pregnant and she had
Yeah.
to wake up every morning. That must have been awful.
Because I'm pretty
for
sure
Adam
you
Sandler.
wouldn't like play the tape before you realize that you're pregnant. That'd
Yeah.
be so freaky.
Imagine freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, what happened to me?
Yeah, and she wakes up on a boat every morning too. That would
Yeah.
freak me out a little bit.
Well,
too.
luckily the bedroom looks normal.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually look like a boat. I think they
It's
did
not.
that on purpose.
Yes, thank God. But that was one of his more serious roles. And even though it was a dramatic role, it had a lot of comedy
Yeah.
put into it too.
And it had one of his best friends, Rob Schneider,
Yes.
who played
He's in every single movie.
yeah. And he played the best friend in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he was like a really weird guy who got beat up by Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore.
He always puts a great spin on the movies too. I actually looked up why he's in them all because I was really interested. And he is his best friend from college.
Oh.
And they actually started Happy Madison Productions together. And that's how Rob Schneider got a lot of his movies, like The Animal and The Hot Chick.
Oh,
And yeah, a lot of them all come from them working together.
I haven't seen a lot of Rob Schneider's work, but I agree he's just as good as Adam
Mm-hmm.
Sandler.
It's just as good. But one of my other favorite dramatic roles of his is The Longest Yard. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like it's a great football movie. I love football to begin with, so seeing this one was really great. And to have Adam Sandler in it too just makes it 10 times better. But the fact that it was a remake and they had different actors in it didn't take away from it at all. I thought it was just as good as the original, even though I've only seen parts of it. But I really thought it was a great movie. It's got the sport, it's got comedy, and it's got great dramatics in it too.
Well, I have personally never seen The Longest Yard, but I will definitely take your word for it.
Yes, go see it.
One of my favorites actually was a rather recent movie, Just Go With It, that had Jennifer Aniston in it and Brooklyn Decker.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to see that. I saw the previews for it.
It was fantastic. It was pretty much just about this guy who falls in love with this woman, Brooklyn Decker, and he has to make up this lie in order to cover up another lie that he told her. And it just keeps progressing. Then he brings Jennifer Aniston into it, and then he brings Jennifer Aniston's kids into it, and the whole thing just goes completely out of hand in the most hilarious of ways.
I bet he didn't mind making a movie with Brooklyn Decker and Jennifer Aniston.
I don't know, because you know
Anybody wouldn't mind.
he had to make out with both of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, once you're Adam Sandler, you get two
Yeah.
hot actresses, and there you go.
And one of
You'll make a movie.
the best scenes for the guys was when Brooklyn Decker was in her bikini.
Oh yes, I've seen that preview. I don't know how many times, but that's how they got him to go.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they had to fit that image into every single TV spot.
they did. Good advertising.
Yeah.
I'm sure they made lots of money. But
A personal other favorite of mine would have to be I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
yes, that's one of my favorite comedies of his later movies, especially with Kevin James.
Another one of his good friends.
Yes, and he's in a lot of his movies too, which always adds to the comedic effect. But
Yeah.
Chuck and Larry, I thought, was just so funny. Like another storyline that hasn't been touched before, and they
Yeah.
did incredibly with it.
This one womanizer kind of guy and one guy who vowed never to get married again when his wife died, end up married
And they got married.
to each
And
other.
they're best friends. And then the kids, oh my gosh, the kids I think are hilarious. The little girl and the boy.
Oh yeah.
She's like got a terrible swearing mouth, and the little kid, he's just so funny. And
Then there's that one really intimidating firefighter
Yes.
who works with them, who
The big
doesn't
guy.
talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And then he just comes out to all of
and
them.
he's a big teddy bear, and he's the one who actually comes out.
Yeah.
All the little twists in there. And then the calendar at the end.
Oh my God, the calendar was disturbing, actually.
It was so funny though. But definitely one of his better roles.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie was when they had to get this guy out of like this, it was on like a chimney or something.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
he tries to break into I forget what it was, a store or something.
Yeah, and then they end up fighting with each other around this guy while his legs are coming up out of the ground.
It's just so many funny things. And you can definitely tell as he has grown, he progresses as an actor. He's got his totally ridiculous roles in the beginning, and then he goes to a more dramatic area, and then he comes into his more sort of family-oriented, like Grown-Ups, that was more of a family comedy. I don't know if you've seen that, but he's definitely progressed as an actor.
Oh, no doubt, he definitely has his serious roles, like The Wedding Singer,
Yeah.
which was also with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
But I think he sticks more to the comedy side because that's just the kind of guy he is.
And he brings something new every time he comes into it. And I hope he keeps making more movies.
Yeah, I think most of his movies have been like the original stories that we want so much.
Yes. Instead of remakes over and over again.
Yeah, trying to get new
same
spin on the
thing.
same old story.
Yep. He brings into something new.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see more of him in the future.
In the meantime, I hope you guys tune in next week because we'll be talking about more movies that you love.
So come here to see them, and we'll see you next week.
Hi, this is April King, and I'm here with your weekly horoscopes. So, Aries, this week, if you want to get any gifts, you'd better be very clear about what you want. And remember the old adage, careful what you wish for, or you might just get it. It would be good to think your request through clearly. Taurus, your luck may not be lottery winning good right now, but it's more than good enough to keep disasters at bay. Gemini, this week will bring several helpful new developments that increase your confidence and let you solve several problems. Cancer, where in your life right now there is a situation that really ought not to be treated as inevitable, you need to put up more of a fight for what's right. That doesn't mean that you have to get confrontational. However, with anyone, it may require you to just be stubborn and resilient yet patient. Leo, just be aware this week that there are definitely answers to some of your most pressing questions, but you may have to give a little ground. Hi, it's April, and I'm back with the rest of your horoscopes. Virgo, there might be a part of you now that's almost clinging to a painful memory, using it for a reason to do one thing yet not another. If that were true, it would be the kind of psychological syndrome that could most profitably tackle this week. Libra, while you can pursue a less controversial path, you can also push a point to reach for ambitious targets and succeed. Scorpio, if a line needs to be drawn, you better draw it. You're in an exceptional point to assert some authority. Take your chance to be strong now. Sagittarius, you've had more than enough challenge lately. You don't need more, but a deep breath and a calm contemplation and a willingness to think more deeply could yet show you this week how to fix something that has begun to seem almost impossible to set right. Capricorn, things aren't always the way they used to be. If that statement makes you feel sad or sorry, there may be some aspect of a recent change that you haven't gotten used to yet, or that you don't fully understand. All you're moving from is from a frustrating situation that you should be blessed to feel free of. Aquarius, it is time to get organized. You've been so busy reacting to new challenges and dealing with pressures you felt unable to draw your breath and sort yourself out. This week, you find your feet once more and will become much more easygoing. Pisces, there's an argument you probably can't win this week, but you've only got a limited amount of time and energy. So resist the temptation to let someone's attitude upset you or feel frustrated by a silly situation. Thanks.
Good day, and welcome to What the Monkeys. It's a show to take events that are happening all over the world and see what the monkeys is all about. Get ready for Halloween, it's around the corner, and what the monkeys was this person thinking to make a James Holmes mask? The mask of James Holmes was put on eBay for $500 by an anonymous seller. You might as well make a pretend theater on your lawn to lure your trick-or-treaters in. A man in Phoenix, Arizona played a hoax of filming an actor in walking city streets dressed in a sheet and carrying a fake grenade launcher to test police responses. To get such a similar outfit as a costume, you might as well go to Amazon to get your latest grenade launcher, and any sheet I'm sure in your closet would work as your turban. The best way to take a class field trip is, why not, be packed into a car small as a Honda Fit. A preschool teacher was caught hauling 19 kids in a mini car. There had to be more than one clown car trips to deliver the 31 students to a mall that was a mile away to have lunch. The teacher, Melanie Minnie, was only received a traffic citation worth $170. I guess those who plan on doing such a compacted field trip, I am sorry, but clowning around isn't expected any longer. Tune in for next week on What's the Monkeys?